G'day guys, welcome back. It's blowing up outside. It's a bit of a blow, a bit breezy. A lot of rain, a lot of water. Power's out, network's out. So I thought you might like to hang around a bit and I'll show you why we've still got light. I'm about to make some damper, heat up some soup. Yeah. Not quite survival, but I'll continue. But before that, I'm going to take you outside, show you the state of the place. Fellas, I don't know how much of this you're going to hear. Unlike all the other sort of panic warnings that we get these days, this is a proper storm. That car's parked there because she had to be towed out of the water around the corner. Alright, so you can see a little bit of water running down the road. Get out over here. Got my slippers wet now. Real outdoorsmen go outside in their slippers, as you can see. Culverts are given up. Lots of good kindling lying around. Once it dries out, it's absolutely sheeting down there. So, where do we start? Candles. Candles are always an excellent standby. If you can get the old-fashioned style candle holders, the more the better. A stack of those. Stockpile of matches. A stockpile of gas canisters. The big ones. I've got a big one somewhere. Anyway, the big ones are often cheaper than the small hiking ones. So you only need one or two small hiking ones for the hiking, and then you can refill them from the big ones, and they're good for this this sort of application. Currently running my Nova, but I'm going to switch over now to my Train Gear 2025. I picked up a couple of these, really cheap. They're just you've got like a pressure lantern. They run off standard gas, everything, all my stuff runs off the same canisters. So within 5 or 10 minutes of getting up at 5 this morning, it was tipping down. It was dark, we had light. My wife went to work with a mortar and pestle, and within half an hour we were sitting comfortably in the living room in light, having a delicious hot coffee. Alright, so guys, I'm not a prepper, in the same way as I don't class myself as a bushcrafter, although I use bushcraft skills and I do some preparation. I've got a wood pile in, I've got a wood burner in the living room, so we're looking pretty comfortable. Talking to a lady in the street, she works at a place up the road. I said, is everybody okay up there? Oh yes, they're okay, so that's alright. And we've taken a thermos across for the lady across the road. Left that on her doorstep. At some point we'll go and make sure she's in good shape. I made some soup the other day, so that's in the fridge. We'll keep the freezer shut for now. So I'm going to warm that up, but first I want to make some damper. So the damper is perfectly straightforward. 2 tubs of flour in there. I've got some water. I'll use some baking powder, which I'll get out in a minute. And my sourdough mother is due to be fed. So I will take half of that, throw it in there to add a bit of flavour. Mix it all up, a bit of salt, a bit of olive oil, a bit of body, and then I'll cook it as Johnny cakes on the Train Gear in a minute. So you're looking for just a soft dough. I put the salt in, and I'll give it a bit of a knead around, and then roll it out and cut it up into little biscuits and pan fry them both sides. I'll put a bit of oil in this now, and I'll bring you back when I'm set up to cook. There's my tray of Johnny cakes. So we've got here 3, 6, 9, 10 of them, and I make them like this because they're easier to cook on a pan, on a skillet, than it is to mess around trying to barge some sort of oven. Could be done. I could use Got a few things up here, I'll show you. I've got this 4-quart pot I got from Don Cavellis. That would work as a camp oven in the stove, in the wood stove, if I want to go down that road. There's always alternatives. I could even go outside and do a charcoal fire. I've got a shelter out there that I could use. But this is just easier and quicker. Alright, so time to set up the train gear. In case you're wondering, this is an Optimus stove. This is an Optimus Neva, I think it is. Fantastic little stove. Runs on gas. It's got wings, so you can invert the gas canister. And I opted for that. I'm using my 2-quart pot, my Moore's pot from Don, because it's about the right size. And we were using a Petromax coffee percolator this morning to get us all charged up and ready for action. So this is my American road trip. Well, I had it for years, but this is my the rig I used on my 2-month American road trip in the West. So I've got the deep pan, the 25, the gas attachment. I've got a meth attachment, meth burner over there. I've got a number of those. But for the purpose of the exercise, I'm going to go with gas. Now, somebody's inevitably going to say, "Oh, you shouldn't be using that indoors." That's absolutely right. I'm not recommending you do this. I'm just saying that this is what I'm doing because I've got no power, no network, and I can't go out for chips. All right, so I'm going to fire this up and start. So for the purpose of the exercise, you don't need a lot of heat. Very little heat is a good thing. You can just see in there, there's a little bit of heat going on. Okay, so I'm wearing a head torch. Like a bit of oil in there. Hope you'll excuse the shadow of my fingers. There we go. Push that around, get it in. Spread it about. Spitting. Just got a bit of water left in there. Right. Oh, it's actually the shadow of the phone itself. Right, okay. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4 to start. Give them a minute. And what I'm going to do is excuse the noise. I'll let them get a bit of lift. For those of you who follow the channel, you'll have seen all this before. This is my car kit. This is where I keep my 25, so I had to go out the car and get it. Gas canisters, alcohol burner, tea, coffee, converter. In here I've got a converter for running different types of gas, and also it's got the transfer valve for transferring gas from one empty canister to from a full canister to an empty canister. And as you can see, loads and loads of washing up stuff, and a coffee press. Yeah. Alright fellas, so it's as you can hear, it's hammering down. I'm outside in the conservatory or the wood drying room, depending on your perspective. Yeah, it's this is one of the bonuses of being into the outdoors, is you got all, when stuff like this happens, you got it all to hand. Yeah, I always try to learn from my experiences, and what struck me today was at 5 o'clock this morning, 4:30, whatever it was, when we woke up, decided to get up. I didn't have a light by my bed. I packed it in my case when I went to Romania. I hadn't unpacked it, Fortunately, I don't have an issue with finding my way around in the dark, so we were able to find matches like my wife's stinky candle in the living room, and from there we progressed to the candles I just showed you on the little old-fashioned candle holders, from there to the pressure lamps, and then from there to the cook stove, and by degree we improved our situation until, as I say, I'll show you a photograph of the kitchen in full tilt at 5 o'clock this morning. We're golden. At some point I'm going to light the fire in the living room just to drive out the mood. The sort of, well, we don't really need the warmth too much, but it does keep the damp down. I don't know what people did before these sort of things in this country. I don't know what the primitives in this country ever did, because it's just permanently damp all the time. You spend time and energy and money just trying to stay dry. Anyway, rant over. Let's get back to those cakes. Talk to you in a sec. So while those little fellas are doing their thing, I'm going to fire up the Neva now, and I've got a last jar of soup de poisson, fish soup, and from France, fresh fish soup, and I just love this stuff. It's not the best stuff. The best stuff you can get is obviously you buy it in the market in like milk cartons, but this will be all right. It'll be great. So you can imagine having a mat on the gas. Takes a little longer to warm up, but that's okay. It was freezing, of course. Yeah, it's all right. That's the soup on. It's pretty good. Delicious stuff. Back over here now. Cakes are coming on. Give them another turn. Nice colour. That's the olive oil. Alright, my wife's tucked up under the duvet, so this is our lunch. So we've got piping hot French fish soup and homemade biscuits, all done off the grid. One to add, no point wasting the heat, catch it all. No point wasting power.